What a man.
There he is.
Yo, Tiki Time is hands down one of my favorite summertime jams. And no one will ever see me dance like that ever again. Just makes me want to move terribly, but makes me want to move.
You say dance like that? Is there like a recording of it, or like did it happen on a certain day? Like, what's going on with
I don't know. It was just spur of the moment. I heard the song, and you know, I just started moving uncontrollably.
that? Hell yeah.
Elephants dancing. What's going on?
What's going on,
Was
buddy?
How's it going?
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I saw a couple of you guys at the Steamtown Awards last year. Michael hijacked the stream with Vine Street. Turns out he's in that band now too. How do you guys feel about that? Do you guys are you guys like, hey buddy, we got some things going on over here. You can't be double dipping here.
I mean, if we have open dates, send it. Playing more is always better.
Okay.
hmm
for Eskimo Bros.
All right. So we're sharing. Sharing is
Yeah, I
caring.
mean, I'm definitely down for sharing as long as like if we get a big date coming across, like some things got to happen. But like other than that, like have at it, man. What?
So basically, you want him as your main girl, and then Vine Street could be his side piece.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, got it.
As long as we're Facebook official, you feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure that's legit. Because if he's not Facebook official, then he's up to some shady shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Make sure he takes pictures with you guys in it. Doesn't blur your faces out like your backgrounds.
my Lord.
Oh man, I apologize in advance if my cat decides to jump up here behind me or across the screen for whatever reason.
My cat's coming around too.
Yeah,
He's,
kitty cats.
Yeah. So my cat, when I used to live with my roommate, his name is Baloo, like the character from Jungle Book, Baloo, the bear.
Okay, got
And
it.
we nicknamed him my penis. But it's Maipenus, like my tie, but like my penis,
Got it. Yeah, good. Go.
And it's like one word.
It's like Latin almost. Yeah.
So
Oh,
like, Jake would pick him up and give him a kiss and stuff. Oh, isn't this so sweet how you love to kiss my penis?
Right, of course.
Yeah.
Any other scenarios?
People would make the mistake of, saying, "Oh, haha, yeah, your penis." Like, no, no, no. You're gonna get kicked out like that. His name is my penis.
Better respect. Show
He's
some
over here-
respect on that name.
That's what I'm saying. He's over here eating flowers.
They're so stupid. They really are. I love them, but god damn it, they're stupid. I just lost my one cat. I think he was almost 18 years old. He died last year.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
Yeah, he was diabetic for 10 of those 18, which is crazy. Yeah, so I was like insulin shots twice a day, once in the morning, once at night.
Oh my God.
And I had him longer than I knew my wife. So that was like my longest relationship. And he died last year.
Oh,
Or
buddy.
R.I.P. Travis.
yeah, man.
All
Right.
right. I should have a picture of him somewhere
Yeah, my kitties are my buddies.
to honor him. Yeah, he was the man.
Yeah, frame them up.
Yeah, it was
Mike,
kind of
so-
sad. He had like this breathing problem towards the end of his life, and I just knew it was time, And so and I knew that the next day I was going to take him and kind of relieve him of his misery. And he was laying on the top step, and I sat there. He was actually named after. I do have this somewhere. Chivas Regal, the Scotch whiskey.
Ooh.
Nice.
So I don't know where it is. So I will tell you the full story. But so I sat at the top step and I was petting him with my hand on his neck, drinking some Chivas on the rocks, and he kept like turning his neck away from me, like, buddy, like leave me alone. It turns out he had like a tumor on his neck. So like his last moments, his last night, I'm trying to like say goodbye, and I'm probably hurting him more than I am. Oh
Ooh,
well,
buddy.
what are you gonna do?
Now, R.I.P. Sincerely. Like my cats are like, you know, their family and stuff. Now, respectfully, when you said he had a breathing problem, I thought you said he had a breeding problem.
Oh no, his mom had a
Like, this man's about to go. He's reproducing.
no, his mom had a breeding problem. That's how I got stuck with him. Yeah, he was a friend's the child of a friend's cat back in the day.
I was gonna say Danny's cats. One of Danny's cats at my cousin's cat are all cousins. Our cats are cousins.
Keep it in the family, you know.
Family of cats. Yeah.
Yeah. Dancing cats, elephants dancing, whatever.
Elephants dance. The musical, you know.
Yeah, that sounds like that's next.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't seen you guys in a while. I had the pleasure of hanging out with Mike back in 2020.
Yeah, I felt like so long ago.
Wow. Yeah, that is.
Alex was on there with me.
Yeah. And that was like when I was doing the alternators after hours. And it actually rained on you guys that night. I went back and listened to that again. Kind of at work while I was working. But yeah, it's been a minute. And I imagine there's been a lot going on with elephants dancing, and that's why we're here to hang out tonight. Talk about what's up. So what's up?
What's up?
What's up?
I mean, what's up, man?
We're no longer. I think we're pandemic free, right? That's done. It's over with. We can agree it was just a phase.
I mean, definitely a phase. A pretty hefty phase, but it was a phase.
Well, they're saying now that it did come out of a lab in China.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like that phase kind of crippled us for a little bit because, you know, we were just starting to prepare for ourselves for touring, and, you know, after shutting down all the events and shows, you know, we ended up losing members because people needed to start working.
Sure.
And, you know, since then it's kind of been recuperating, finding people to fill spots and people that are committed to, you know, the same things we are. And, you know, now we're writing some more music and kind of re-imaging the band and getting like together this big push for the summer.
That's cool. And I feel like you guys are a big summertime band. Like, so you're getting ready.
Now we're a summertime band because, you know,
The
our
vibes.
music
The vibes
flows that way as well. But it also has to do a lot of times with, you know, members being in school, studying music and like stuff like that. So that kind of also plays a lot into the fact that we tour and play shows primarily in the summer.
Oh, so just by accident almost. Kind of.
It works out.
Yeah, it's perfect. I love it. I love it.
It's also like that spring break vibe. I feel like that, or like that summer, like fresh out. Like as soon as summer hits, like people are trying to go to the beach, and like that's just like it. It's that like people like as soon as like summer hits, people are just like ready to listen to our music for some reason. Man, I love it.
Tiki Time, man. I'm gonna build a fucking tiki hut this year and just jam Tiki Time all summer long.
Mike's dad's got the tiki bar.
Yeah.
It was named after that, right?
Yeah, it was.
Mr. Iorio with his passion for tikis.
People, that's like a thing though. Like people have like this, like they're drawn to these things, like and like these like cups and candles and
and clocks and
yeah, it's crazy.
And the wall itself and like.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. Maybe it's like a secret cult. Like they're actually they're not, you know, they can't say anything about it, but like they collect them to show their like rating, like their ranking within the tiki cult or something.
I remember I went to the beach back I went to the beach back in my weekender days and I brought like, you know, I brought some like gifts back for like coworkers and I bought like little tiki shot glasses. Just this like
that
was it. But what I'm saying is,
I was waiting for the punchline.
No, there's no punchline.
That was it.
It's just like this. There's just like this common like here I got you this tiki, whatever the fuck it was, and
That was
it's
nice
like,
of you, man.
yeah, but like it was just like it represents this like this fun like moment, and I don't know, just it's weird, this tiki thing.
Yeah. Would love to get like a giant tiki to just like bring to shows and just like set up like next to the merch table, just like or like a someone to wear a tiki costume or some shit and just like run around.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that?
Like the Kool-Aid guy, but it's a tiki.
Yeah, exactly. Just like running around, just like
Busting through
booga,
walls.
booga.
Or what if it was one of those like inflatable blowy tiki thingies, like
Ooh.
the car lot, but a tiki
Sure.
at a
Yeah,
show.
babe.
You don't know there's an Elvis dancing show when you see one of those fucking things. It's
Yeah.
just-
Yeah.
Yes, both like one on each
Posted
side
up
of the
out
stage.
front outside the show.
Yeah, outside the show, one on each side of the stage.
Hmm.
Think about that. Like they would dance to your music for you. Then the crowd would obviously also dance too because like
Mhm.
they're dancing. I think we're onto something here.
Cracking the code, the
Yeah.
tiki code, the hierarchy.
But you were saying, the pandemic kind of derailed you. You're gearing for tours and you're kind of like, revamping now, and you're getting ready to go back out. And what are your plans for this year?
So I mean, our focus right now, we're gearing up for 2 big shows at the Jazz Cafe.
Both
We're
of
opening
them?
up yes.
Both? Okay.
Yeah, so it kind of we were supposed to run the show a little while ago and it ended up getting pushed back. So now we have kind of like 2-week back-to-back thing. We're probably going to run a promotion for anybody who can make both. But the first one is supporting Tropidelic. Tropidelic being a band that we played with once or twice, but they really hit it off the past couple years, and they're super cool guys, super great band, and we're just excited to be supporting them. And then
April 2nd is that
yeah,
one.
it's April 2nd. And then April 21st, we'll be running a headliner at the Jazz Cafe featuring the Harbor Boys from Maryland and the Crates locally.
Very cool. So 2 big shows at the Jazz Cafe. Jazz Cafe, man, like that's like it's a good scene for you guys. I feel like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, so like that venue's kind of become a home for a lot of our, bigger local shows. Like we bring bands that we're friends with from out of town to come in and play with us there. And like, it started off with us supporting the Bumpin' Uglies and getting in there a little bit, supporting of Good Nature, Higher Education. So now that we have built ourselves up a little bit more, we can bring some of our friends in those bands back and, have shows with like our friends from Joint Operation, Higher Education again, and like, now the Harbor Boys and some of these other bands. So now we've gone from only doing supporting roles there to hosting shows and, creating fun environments. And it's been like a big source of our growth. So like we definitely consider it kind of a home venue for us.
Yeah, it's cool that the Jazz Cafe is kind of it's been such a in years past, I guess prior to the pandemic, it was very like jam band, I want to say hippie, but like just kind of not really open to a lot of like multi genres, right? I feel like now after the pandemic, they've been having a slew of different, acts come through there. Whether it's, you guys are the reggae ska type outfit, but they've had University Drive and James Barrett, and I think they just had Corey V and the Karma and Kyle Demko. It's become. I think they're actually embracing the fact that there are no other local venues really to cater to artists like yourselves, and kind of embracing that whole thing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because like, a lot of times it was, touring jam acts and stuff like that. But it definitely is starting to fit a lot more of these local groups that like have a decent following around here because again, like you mentioned, there's not a lot of good places to host shows like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can name like, the V Spot, Carl Hall just closed down. There's not a lot of like, 1 to 300 cap venues around here to host music like that.
That's really it. I mean, I think the V Spot might be 250, and that's like uncomfortable, probably. I'm not sure what the Jazz Cafe is, but I don't know other venues that really even exist now.
Yeah, because I mean,
Which
a lot of them, are bars that have music and stuff like that, or they're, bigger stages or events and stuff like that. But just venues for touring acts, especially like the V Spot is a super great spot, but they don't take too many touring acts.
Mhm.
Whereas, the Jazz supports some of these touring acts, which is how we got to, collaborate and open for a lot of these like bigger bands that we listen to and have been able to, sort of get into the circuit a little bit.
Yeah. And how long have you guys been around for?
8, I think 8 years, maybe 8 and a
years?
half coming up.
Dancing for 8 years. Okay.
I think it was like 2015 was our first release, maybe.
Yeah, it was summer of 2015 that we started writing music. So it'll be coming up on 8 years for this summer.
Okay, cool. Now, Danny, I know that you and Michael have kind of been like the consistent. Are these other two guys? These guys, are they new additions since the pandemic, or am I just an asshole and I just didn't know that they existed before?
No, definitely new. I mean, so
Okay, good.
I'll let them introduce themselves a little bit, but Dan I met through my roommate. Yeah, yes, same roommate. His name is Jake. But they're cousins, and from being so close to him, I spend holidays with his family and stuff like that, and we'd hang out. And one day he told me, he's like, "Yeah, my cousin plays trombone." I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" So then we got kicked off on that, and it's been like what, Dan, 2 years?
It's been since 2018.
What?
Yeah, my first show was at Dixon City Circle Drive-In.
Yeah, it was like 2020. Those are during the pandemic.
That's 2019, yeah.
2019. Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. So right at the start of the pandemic, so like right before then. So no, yeah, that's pretty new, I guess. Feels like the pandemic was just like a lifetime, but it was only just like a little bit. But
Well, it was only 3 fucking years, dude.
yeah, no, nothing.
Right. So I always like, it's funny because I'll see memories pop up on Facebook now, and it's like, this time of year is always, now I reflect on like, I'm like, oh, 3 years ago around this time the world was kind of like, I think nothing's that big of a deal, because today is March 7th, right? So I think a week from now is when like shit was like done, like go home, don't leave, you're all fucked.
Yeah.
So it's a weird timing. But yeah, I mean, it was like 3 years of our lives, I feel like, that are just kind of like what happened.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy.
Yeah.
Dan, Adam, do you guys want to like introduce yourselves? Tell people who you are.
Yeah, let me know. Let the people know.
My name is Adam. I'm one of 2 members that are still in college. I'm the people that doesn't let them go on non-summer tours.
Mike teaches during the week too, so you got off on that one.
Yeah.
And me too.
And I'm training to be a teacher, so I'm still going to be a reason why they're not going to go on tour. Yeah, I go to Marywood. I'm from Connecticut, but I live up here in Scranton. I joined the band kind of off a limb. They had just played at the V Spot with Modern Ties, and I forget, maybe someone else. But I saw.
There it is.
There's the cat.
It's
But I
blurred
saw.
Blowing its butthole. Do it. He did it.
I had saw like a post of them or something, and I just followed the page, and maybe 30 minutes later, I got a DM from Mike
sliding in
saying,
the DMs.
"Hey, you want to join a reggae band?" And I said, "What the hell? Why not?
No.
Why not?"
Here we are.
And it's kind of been history from there. I played a small show, Pem Pem Hooray, back, like real small, didn't feel real. But then my first,
it was awesome.
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah, it was super fun.
And then my first like real show with them was at Weekend at Wolfie's just this past June, when we had that opening slot. And we had that opening slot.
What a first show to have.
That was pretty fun.
Dude, at the end of the night,
Kind of hooked me.
Adam was like, it was probably like 3 o'clock in the morning, and Adam's just like laying flat on his back on this like nice big old
Huge rock.
and just like looking up at the stars. And we're like, hey man, like we're going back to like the tents and stuff. He's like, I'm good, dude. I'm just gonna hang out here for a while.
Totally
Pennsylvania
sober, right?
woods are
Just chilling though, right?
absolutely. I play saxophone, by the way.
That's good. That's
You
good.
You play alto tenor.
Yeah, do the double
Very
duty.
good.
Oh yeah, and soprano.
Oh, nice.
And soprano.
I almost just broke a wine glass. My girl
Oh.
gets to do this.
Did
and
it
she's
fall?
gonna be upset.
She'll get over it. Why do women love wine glasses?
I've broken one before with my face. We were playing pong, and I went to pick up a ball, and doop.
With my face. Oh man.
I think it's Dan's turn. Dan, you want to tell us about yourself?
Yeah. So I'm Dan. I play trombone. Yeah, I joined the band.
Do you have an accent, or did you just get that? What is that?
Oh, what's that? I'm deaf.
Have you had that the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I was gonna say I joined the band and that was when I was in school for my master's in Florida. So at the time when my cousin's like, oh shit, my cousin plays trombone, like hit him up. I was like, okay, and I checked these guys out, and I was like, damn, like fuck yeah. They're like, hey, do you want to come fucking play a show with us in Wilkes-Barre? I'm like, y'all know I'm in Florida, right? They're like, yeah. I'll hook you up. Fucking stay with them. Fucking, they were trying to give me a hotel room, but I'm pretty sure I just stay with Danny and my cousin. But dude, yeah, anytime, most of the time I go, I'm staying with one of these guys. It's amazing. But yeah, we drove up or flew up from Florida, hung out for like the weekend, just chill and like had a fucking blast playing with these guys. We practiced at our friend Alex's house, old sax player, and just had a fucking blast, like playing with these guys. Like, sounded good, like felt good playing with y'all. I'm just like, all right, you sold me. Like, I'll fucking fly up from Florida, fuck it. Like, so that was kind of my start with the band. You know, that first show, obviously Circle Drive-In, that was just like, it's an amazing first venue. Like, couldn't ask for a better experience. Like, you know, and just getting my master's at the time, didn't really kind of know what I was gonna do after that, and I'm just like, all right, well, this is kind of cool. So like, yeah, that's pretty much it. And I've just been cranking out for these guys ever since. I mean, I love like you know, getting the horn section together and stuff. So it's awesome having Adam on board, just other horn players for sure. Yeah.
I don't think I appreciated like a horn section in bands until I got older, like within the last 5 years maybe. And I don't know if it's because I got older and I just kind of notice it more, and or I'm older now and that's kind of cool to me, or if it's more prevalent in music these days. I don't know.
See,
I honestly think it's getting a little more prevalent. I think
yeah,
it's becoming more prevalent.
yeah. It's weird because like I played sax when I was in, you know, middle school and beginning of high school. I played sax for like 5 years, and you know, I used to listen to a bunch of pop punk growing up, and you know, some rap and like some other stuff, and you know, I never really associated having horns with like playing in bands.
Mhm.
And then, you know, me and Mike ended up writing songs where, you know, we kind of started with like a Dirty Heads vibe and kind of started delving into this reggae scene. And suddenly I'm hearing these bands with horns, and I'm like, and it just really caught me.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've just been like obsessed with it because it's like, dude, it's so fun. It's just like it gives it a different type of like brightness and like brilliance to the music that just like
God, it's more than that. It allows for like counterpoint harmonies, like so much.
Listen to this guy with the theory.
Just saying. I'm just saying, literally,
Let's
like
just
you could
fucking
do
enjoy it.
literal
Jeez.
music things in it. the counterpoint is the biggest thing we're taking advantage of, like
Yeah.
having like other melodies involved with when we're singing.
There's a band called it's Trophy Eyes, I think it's called. They have a song. I didn't know who the band was. It was just like on the Spotify playlist, and I heard it, and like it's like a 2 minute and 20-second mark, and it's just like this like a horn solo, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is amazing. And then I found the song is called I think it's called Figure Eight by Trophy Eyes. If you guys want to check it out later. But
Cool.
and then I found a band, Keep Flying. Are you guys familiar with those guys?
No.
They're really cool too. They were on an episode, probably I forget what episode that was, but another great band, like a pop punk type band, and it's a horn section you probably would dig. But yeah,
Really,
I
that
just
sounds fantastic. You say Keep Flying?
Keep Flying. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, great, cool guys too.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. That sounds really cool. That sounds
yeah.
right up my alley.
Yeah, I feel like they played locally here maybe a few years ago. I forget, but yeah, definitely a cool outfit. Yeah, I just love the that like compliment, I guess maybe. I don't know. Is that the right word? I don't know, but it's cool. It's cool, and I think that's why I dig you guys, and you're
Thanks,
fun.
man.
Yeah.
And two, we've started playing a lot of acoustic shows recently. It's been really cool to have horns on that as well. Mike does this really cool like looping beatboxing bass guitar stuff, and me and Dan and sometimes another horn player just hang in there, and we play the melodies of the tunes with Mike, and then we get to solo throughout the whole night, and it's just great. It's great energy, and it's a great vibe to take to an audience that really doesn't expect that kind of thing.
Yeah. I remember James Barrett played his like C release show back in September, maybe it was like a year and a half ago. And he performed a song that night, and he pulled out Jesse. Not was it Jesse? Yeah, Jesse from
Jesse.
Modern Ties. And he pulled out the trumpet, and I'm like, holy fuck, like that just added something to the song that didn't even exist on the record, but like it was beautiful. So it's cool. It's cool. And Dan, are you still in Florida?
No, I moved back to Maryland. So I live in Maryland.
But you're not close. You still have to travel for these shows.
Yeah, that's kind of long distance relationship.
A lot of things going on here. Side pieces, long distance relationships, official on Facebook.
So here's a cool one for you. Relative. Sorry.
That's the problem with this. Like these, like I love that you're all here. I do, but I'm like shit. Like by accident, we're all gonna talk over one another just because it happens. I gotta get a studio and have people come in the studio. That won't happen.
Hey, there's no more phase. The phase is over.
I know. But now it's like kids and money.
Oh yeah.
And kids and no money. But you were gonna say
baby girl's about. Oh god damn it! I'm sorry.
No. I was opening the floor up to you.
Oh cool. My baby girl's about to turn 1, April 13th.
Damn, dude.
My first baby. She's about to be 1.
We were talking about that at the V spot.
Yes, sir.
Because she was like very new at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, she's about to be 1.
And my daughter will be 1 in July.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, congrats, man. Thanks. So relative to the long distance relationship type vibe with Dan, one of the things that we have coming up is we're hard into booking a tour for the summer. So we've done weekend runs. We've gone up to like Maine, out to Maryland, Jersey a lot, New York once or twice, but for this summer we're buying a van. So we're like doing the whole thing. So coming up in May we're gonna be getting a van, and then we have some Jersey, Maryland, Virginia, Georgia-ish booked. We're trying to make it down to Florida. We need to finalize some dates and finalize some shows and stuff like that, but there are dates locked in, I could tell you that. and we are definitely getting a van.
I love to hear that. I love to hear that. That's awesome. As much as I love bands that play around here in EPA, like it's so awesome. Like when you hear like guys and girls, whatever, like getting out, like 'cause that's how you're gonna, gain a new following and new listeners and things like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, all the bands that we play with and all the bands in this like, circuit and community in this like reggae rock scene, they're all touring. We know so many of them, and it's like we just now that we have the band with us and the time to be able to do so, we just need to hit that circuit because like there's so many markets of different people in different places and things like that that we could have been on a while ago, but because we're so behind in the touring game because everyone was in school and doing different things and just the
Way
way
to go,
things worked
nerds.
out.
Way to go, nerds.
So like, this is the first time we really have the opportunity to just, send it for a couple months. So we're just like doing some, bigger weekend runs, going down the East Coast a little bit and, trying to hit these different circuits, these different markets and like really get ourselves more into the mix.
And it's cool too because, like, I mean, outside of the fact that you guys love music and love playing, right? Like, I feel like playing music and performing gives you the opportunity to travel, to see different parts of the country, and it gives you like a reason to. Because, like, for me, right, I've got no reason to leave other than to go on vacation with my family, which is like once a year. Like, you guys have a reason, like, hey, I need to go out and do this, and you're by accident and by default, you're gonna see parts of the world that you probably wouldn't otherwise. So it's cool to have that as a catapult, I guess you could say.
Yeah, definitely. So here's a cool story for you. So we have a song out called Edge of Town. And so there was a couple weeks where I went backpacking in Europe. And I'm on the coast of Portugal and one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my life. And I'm sitting there and everyone's like, "Dude, you should be writing music. You should be writing music." And I'm like, "Dude, I don't know what to write about. Like I'm not from here. Like this is like." And one of the things when I was like on the coast of Portugal, I wrote Edge of Town, well, my part in Edge of Town. It was about, being on the edge of town and you hear everyone calling you back and like you hear these things and it's about, like finding the motivation to push yourself out. So it's like, about being on the edge of town and like, you hear everything and everyone calling you back, but like, you know, think for yourself and look forward and like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, and I mean, what do you guys typically write about? I mean, um, for me, and your music is more of a um, I'm not gravitated to it because of lyrics. Like I just like the sound and the vibe, and like outside of Tiki Time, I don't know what you guys really sing about. Like, where do you find outside Edge of Town? Like, how do you come up with lyrics?
So I just rewrote our bio. I've been revamping a lot of the pages for us, um, launching a website and stuff. And one of the things that I wrote about us is that we range lyrically from, spreading good vibes and positivity and stuff like that to, stories about us throwing down, being with like the friends and, things that people can relate to, but also things that have happened to us and like just stuff we, like to share while we're having fun. So like, Edge of Town, was about that. Some of these other songs we have coming up, like, April 21st, we're playing the show at the Jazz. We're also releasing a song called Reggae Show. So
So, new
that
song
song,
from the Elephants Dancing.
yeah, April 21st, releasing Reggae Show.
Cool.
So like that song has, certain parts where it's, talking about the vibe of being at a reggae show. Mike's verse is about, selling tickets and promoting and like setting up the show and like doing all that. And then, there's a middle verse that's just, about a story that I was involved with, just random stuff about like, one of my friends getting arrested doing dumb stuff and like, so it's just like it's ranging from like having fun and relatability to like, you know,
Angst.
yeah, throwing down, having fun.
That's what it's all about.
So we're in the process of recording an album too, which will be out this summer.
Hell yeah. I was gonna ask you because I see like a lot of singles out there, right? And I was gonna ask you
Yeah,
like
so
when can we expect like a full length from the Elephants Dancing?
so we actually had 2 full lengths, but we ended up taking them down because
Oh
our
shit.
sound has evolved enormously.
Okay.
So with our sound changing so much, we decided to take stuff down because, when you go onto a streaming app and you hit shuffle, you hear all these old songs that don't really represent us the way we are now.
And to add to that too, like we had 15 tracks on one on Get Tropical, and we had 17 or 19. We had 19 tracks on Rituals, our first album. So there was just like so many tracks, and we were still kind of finding our sound. We would be mixing like this like folk reggae, this like heavier rock reggae, like a prog reggae with random time changes for no reason at all, like just to try it out, and we didn't really, nobody knew what to listen to. And now we have those like kind of staple songs. Like
Okay.
at least like Tiki Time is one that people can associate with us and kind of know some words. So it worked out a little better for us, but it does still exist on like SoundCloud.
Okay. I thought you guys had like more out there. When I went back to do a little quote unquote prep for this this episode, I was like, there are only 3 songs out right now. That seems weird to me. But yeah, okay, that makes sense. Now, is there an opportunity for you guys to kind of go back and revisit those songs and maybe um put your current sound on those, or is that just like not even an option?
I think me and Danny's thing with the old songs, like a majority of them, is like the vibe is still cool. We could definitely add horns to it and change like the feel a little bit, but we don't really connect with like our lyrical style. At least I know I don't as much anymore. I used to find myself like having like a preaching tone, and I don't like it at all. I'd rather be like about like angst and girls and
Maybe
whatever
you guys
rather than
grew up,
yeah.
Yeah,
had
I
a
mean,
kid and shit,
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
you
And I
know?
mean, like, so topics from the new album, like, there's different stuff, man, about like, the cost of like, how you can't have good things for free, stuff like previous relationships and like,
Bad friends.
yeah, shitty friends and stuff that's happened to us. And it's just you can hear not only in our sound, but in our lyricism us maturing as well. So there's a lot of things that have come to pass with us growing as a band, and I think that this album is going to encapsulate a lot of that and represent ourselves in a way that we want.
Is there something to be said though? Like, I mean, think about how bands, like Blink 182, for instance, like how much they've changed from the dick jokes when they were, like late 90s, early 2000s to where they are today. But like, I mean, there's so many artists that like release new albums and they get shit on by their fans because they're like, oh, it sounds so much different than their previous shit. And how they sold out or whatever they might say. Like, isn't there some kind of like coolness to like here's where we were prior and here's how we kind of you know
Or, I mean,
matured?
for sure. But I think the reason that we took them down was more of like a marketing promotion, like promoting thing. I can see us like putting them back up eventually.
Okay.
Like years from now, we just like, make a post, they're popping them back up or something, or maybe re-recording them or like revisiting them. But
Now, to
like we're not erasing them from history too. Like they still exist.
No, it's not online. It doesn't exist.
SoundCloud.
Who uses
now
SoundCloud?
Yeah, that's true.
two things relative to that. Um One, I mean, relative to other artists and like change in their styles, I definitely, everyone grows up and their sounds change and their interests change and things like that, and they affect their music. I think a lot of times when I personally have a falling out with a band as they, mature is like has to do with like a musicality and taste kind of thing, where it's like, things start to either sound repetitive or, lack the certain type of motivation in their, I don't know, lyricism and like different things like that.
So maybe you grew up, not them.
I mean, a little bit of both, definitely.
Yeah.
But relative to our music and the other stuff, I think it was less about like we don't want people to hear this and more about this is getting in the way of people hearing what we are now.
Okay. That's fair. And I mean, that's, hey, it's your music. You can do whatever you want. I was just curious as to
No, absolutely.
the progress. Plus, you have two members. Like, you can't even fuck that music.
Gonna say it's also just super. It's also just like a super high, much higher. I feel like we're not the other albums weren't high quality, but we're really just putting in a lot of time and effort going through the parts like individually and making sure everything is like locked in, and like we're actually just like putting it together how like we want to do it exactly. And I feel like that you can hear that on like a finished product, especially with us, and like you kind of said, our, with feel, that's kind of our thing, is just having a good feel locked in. And lyrics are cool, but like if you hear us and you hear that sound and it's tight, like people are automatically going to listen to the lyrics, I feel like. So
Yeah,
I think that's where we're at.
Michael's over there giggling. What's up, buddy?
I'm just having a good old time right now.
Yeah, dude, thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for wanting to do it. I mean, I really appreciate you guys reaching out and like, let me know about what's going on, and want to be a part of it. Like, it's a lot of fun being part of this scene, and being able to talk to people like you and about your music, and not just music, just life and shit like that. It's cool that you talked about your kid, and it's life's a wild ride for sure. I mean, we just got out of a pandemic, and who would have thought that would ever happen? So it's like, it's cool, man. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, man. Glad to share this opportunity with you and, share all this stuff with you. Dude, it's super cool. You having a baby too, and like the same age, like that's nuts. That's nuts.
Yeah, I got a 5-year-old too. It's fucking crazy. An old man. I'm too old for this shit.
Bless you, man. I don't know how you do that shit. I could never.
Well, what's one of those things, and I'm sure Danny can relate. It's like you never think about it, you never think you could do it, and then it happens, and you couldn't imagine life without it. It's
Yeah, you kind of just do it. It's weird, like
it just happens.
I'm so fucking tired, man. Every fucking day, I fell asleep before this tonight, man. I could fall asleep anywhere. I could fall asleep driving a car.
let's not do that.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet, but shit, it's just a lot. Daughter still wakes up she's getting better. It's getting like to be like once a night now, but it was like 3 times a night, twice a night.
Yeah, my girl completely threw us under the bus on that one. She sleeps in the bed.
Ooh, dangerous.
No bueno. I mean, like
Hey.
she's like good. It's just like more so the fact that like we're done. Like it's gonna be till she's like 2 or 3 to get her out of there, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, to each their own. I'm never gonna be like, hey, you shouldn't do that. That's a dumb thing to do. As parents, you've fucking do whatever it takes. But
yeah, but dude, I'll tell you what, she does sleep through the night.
And yeah, exactly. You know what? It works. Yeah, it's so for our first one, I think we got him out of our bedroom because like he was never in bed, but he was in a bassinet.
Yeah.
I can't remember when we put him in his own room in his own crib. Maybe it was soon. I was like, let's get this kid out of here. And then the second one, my wife kept in the bassinet in the room longer because she was all like, this is our last one, and I want to cherish this, and blah blah blah. I'm like, get it out of the room. Get it out of the room. You harassed me to get the fucking nursery ready. Get the fuck out of here. Get it in. And what are we doing here? So yeah,
Dude, the craziest thing too is my girl, he's also my dog now, but she has a 120-pound dog. His name is Leahy. It's his birthday month, so we just went and got him a little dog cake today. But he sleeps on the bed always, so it's always me, her, the baby, and Leahy. He likes to sleep sideways, dude. It gets nuts. Sleeping is
pretty
fantastic.
pretty soon you're gonna be out of there. You're gonna be out.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
Which might
Before
be
we got
sweet.
this king size bed, I was sleeping on the couch every night.
That might be sweet though.
If we had a better couch, maybe I'd be down.
Can't go wrong with a good couch.
Yeah. So, I mean, Adam, you're still in college or school, like grad school, college? What are you?
I'm in my undergrad.
Undergrad.
My
Okay.
undergrad.
I feel like it's inappropriate to talk to you right now.
It is. It is. I'm in a 5th year. You know, I'm a super senior.
It doesn't matter.
I'm basically out of it.
I still feel
Basically out.
I still feel like it's I still feel like it's inappropriate to talk to you. I feel like I need to like watch my mouth. Jesus. I was actually on the Wilkes campus maybe 2 weeks ago. I was delivering an order for Axelrad, which is my full-time gig in the day. And it was weird. I felt like a pervert on campus.
I graduated from Wilkes.
Yeah, pervert on campus. I'm fucking rolling this hand truck through the student center, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is weird. Like I'm like 20 years or more older than these kids. Like it's fucking weird. And they're all like, I don't know, it's awkward. Are you awkward, Adam?
I try not
Are
to
you
be.
weird?
You can ask these guys.
It
Depends on where I am, how my
know.
week was.
What do you do for fun outside of music and going to school?
Play more music.
Yeah, play a lot of music, man. What do I do?
Man,
I don't know.
I hope you do better in school at your tests. I said outside of music.
I said music.
Yeah. I said outside of music.
What's it? I like driving a lot. I love driving. I'm a big since I live in Connecticut too, and I'm sure Dan can relate this. Sometimes road trips from PA back to Connecticut and back for like if it's for shows or if it's for school, I love it. And so especially like going on tour and being on the road that whole time is like I'm sure it's going to be completely unbearable at times. Love you guys, but it's going to be completely unbearable at times. But then there's going to be the times where like we're going and we see this like really cool landmark or just weird ass shit on the side of the road, and then we all just relate to, and you know, it's just good vibes.
Oh, this kid is weird. What do you like to do? I like to drive. I like to drive. I like to drive to Connecticut.
No, John. I'm
only kidding.
I didn't know that Axelrad was your full time. That's pretty cool. Speaking of merch,
yeah. Woo,
yeah, we're actually getting a lot of new merch coming up too. Okay. So one of the things we're doing, so we just launched a website, elephantsdancing.com. A lot of that was for the purpose of posting shows with links to tickets, as well as having an EPK to help us booking. So, you know, we have a press kit online and have everything, you know, there's links to everything we have all located in the same place. Another big thing for us, we're about to print a bunch of stuff coming up in the next week or two. And in the next week or two after printing all this stuff, we're going to be launching an online store as well.
I heard a lot of stuff that says you're printing with not Axelrad. This is what I just heard. That's what I heard. What the fuck is this? You come on my show and you fucking say, hey guys, listen, we're gonna do all this merch and it's gonna be sweet. Not with Axelrad, but it's gonna be awesome.
Hey man, I didn't know you worked for Axelrad, bro.
Oh my god. I don't even want to know who you're doing it with.
Should have given me a heads up.
I do a bad job promoting the fact that I work there. I should do a better job doing that. It feels weird to like, I feel like it's the wrong way to think, but I feel like if I were to put out there like, hey, you know, I work at Axelrad. Let's print your merch. It feels almost like this weird, like gimmicky sales thing. Like, and it's not. It's just like a, an awareness thing. But I feel like it's like people will be like, "Oh man, he must be hurt. He's on fucking Facebook soliciting for people to print shirts with him. Like, he must be
I
like
mean,
in bad shape."
I try to solicit listeners every day.
I
Hey,
know, and I mean,
I'm
like,
the man. Please listen to me.
but I mean, I promote the show using the social media. But like, I don't financially gain, so to speak, from doing this. This is all just because I love doing it. So like with that aspect, like I don't feel like I'm trying to bamboozle anyone, if you will.
I mean, I definitely don't see anything wrong in, promoting yourself. Like, hey man, this is what I do. If you need someone, who could do this for you, like I'm here. That's all.
I know it's the wrong way to think, but that's like my thinking behind it. It's weird. It's very strange. You can tell me off camera who you're going with. I don't want to promote them. I'm only kidding.
No, I got you.
Kinda. Next time.
Next time.
If you're unhappy, if you're unhappy with your current service, call Johnny Popko.
Yes, sir.
Anyone listening to this podcast, I work at Axelrad Screen Printing in Wilkes-Barre. If you need merch, please call me.
There you go.
Yeah, the 5 listeners that I have, my wife, my mom. Yeah, I don't know, but that's cool though. So it sounds like this is you mentioned earlier. This is like a year you're making a big push. I mean, you're getting a van, you're going on tour. You got a guy that likes to drive to Connecticut, so he could drive the van. You got merch coming out. Like, this is a real deal. Like, a new song in April. You said a record this year. This is it. 2023, big year for Elephants Dancing.
Another one, April 21st. Before the show, during the show, around the show, on the show, under the show, we're shooting a music video.
Oh shit. Who's doing that for you?
So it's my buddy Nate Whitaker from Wilkes. He has a company called Dub Films. It's like a little collective. And one of my friends from school referred me to him. And then on top of that day as well, Andrew Hall from the Harbor Boys, he runs Gingy Productions, does some really, really great video work as well. And we're probably going to be working with him in the future as well. But just for this show coming up, he'll be doing, a little show recap and promotion for tour for us that day too. So we're going to be shooting a bunch that day, doing a bunch of stuff.
That's sweet. I wish that Friday was 420.
Close enough.
It would all lined up.
You had to celebrate twice.
Celebrate what? I like the date 420. I don't know what you're referring to.
The weekend.
Well, we're Earth Day, so I don't know
Yeah.
what you're referring to, but we're celebrating Earth Day.
Oh yes, definitely that vibe. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I need to plug in my laptop.
Is 421 Earth Day? I should probably know that, right?
421.
I thought it was the 22nd.
Oh no.
It is the 22nd. We're
Earth weekend.
Shit. Earth weekend. Earth month. Earth year.
Our show will still be going on when Earth Day starts.
Take care of the Earth.
There you go.
That's funny. That's cool though. I it's always cool to see. It's weird. I grew up in an era when local bands like rarely put out CDs because it was so expensive. This day and age, there's singles and albums and videos and all kinds of stuff that for your EPK that you have to have in order to get noticed. Speaking of getting noticed, like how is it hard to book shows outside of your hometown?
It is definitely a pain. I mean,
why is that? Because your genre or what?
Well, I mean, there's a couple things. So, I mean, there's a couple ways to look at it. So, you can book shows just to book shows, just so that you're playing. You can book shows where you're going to be in the right circuit and promoting yourself. which might pay you X amount, or you could book shows as entertainment and try to make money along the way. So we're trying to avoid the play to just play. We don't want to play to nobody. We don't want to play to, people that aren't going to like. So we're trying to do a hybrid of the other two. And it's, book shows where you're playing with bands in the circuit, bands that you want to be around and people that you want to be around. And then amidst those shows, play some filler shows to make money so that, we could support getting to those other opportunities.
It's kind of like that old school Oregon Trail game.
But don't die of dysentery.
Yeah, that game. You gotta like chalk the river.
Yeah, just don't die of dysentery.
But yeah, I mean, for the shows that we're trying to fit into the scene and play with certain bands and get ourselves in these different circuits, it's more so like, let's contact the bands we've played with before, see if they can talk to a promoter, set up a show, do something like that, try to get on this festival, do certain types of things like that. Whereas those filler shows where we're trying to make money and stay on the road and get ourselves gas, food, and a little bit of money is a lot of emailing places that do entertainment. So like emailing a bunch of places that have bands that take entertainment that are willing to pay for entertainment.
Trying to fill the weekdays is probably the hardest.
Yeah, I could imagine.
Literally searching like live music Tuesday in a certain city to see what comes up on the comments. Like, oh, I saw a band here on Tuesday. It's like, oh, word. So maybe they do music on Tuesdays.
And what do? Do you call, email, like say, hey, like
Everything.
we're a
Everything.
reggae ska rock outfit. We want to play your venue.
Call.
Basically, yeah. I mean,
we're coming through town. We're gonna fuck.
That's kind of one of the things.
Holding a cock lobster sticker.
That's one of the things that having the EPK has been really helpful for, so it's less of like, hey, this is who we are, here's everything about us, let us play. It's more
Right.
so like, hey, this is who we are, where we're from, this is what we do, all the links that you need, pictures of us and touring history and all that is found here. Boom.
Yep. You're serious. It's not a bunch of weirdos.
I mean, definitely a bunch of weirdos, but a bunch of serious weirdos.
Well, I mean, like they could find out you're weird after the fact, but like
yes,
on surface level, like, hey, we're polished. You want to book us for your venue? Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the way we're approaching it now. It's been going well, but I mean, because this is our first really bigger run out of town and out of the state, and not just like, oh, play a date here. It's definitely going to be the hardest it is now. Because after this first run, you make all those contacts, you stop at those places, and then, next time you're going around, you could either revisit venues or, contact the people that you met along the way.
Yeah.
And everything. And that's kind of why, like, a lot of people have this opinion where they're like, you don't need to put in your dues, like, whatever, like, that's antiquated. And it's, in a lot of ways, it's really not, because, like, just getting yourself out there and doing, that mix of playing with bands that you want and getting yourself these places, like, you meet so many people that when you try to do it a second time, it's significantly easier. And then you try to do it a third time and, now this promoter and this promoter, and suddenly these people are helping you get on shows.
Well, that's how it works. I mean, like, I don't, I guess this is comes with, I'm going to sound like an old man again and all that kind of shit. But like, there's a lot of entitlement, in the world in general. And it's like, you got to put your time in. You got to eat the shit sandwich for a couple days before you get the steak. It's just part of the game with anything in life, really. I mean, that will never get outdated, in my opinion.
No, I completely agree with you. It's just like, some people have the opinion that, like,
Yeah,
putting yourself through a tour isn't worth it if, you're not getting X, Y, and Z, like, you're just wasting your time and money. And it's like, that's why we have enough music prepared and we have, equipment where we can play places that need sound, and we're prepared ourselves to play those shows that we need to make money to keep ourselves, paying bills and doing that.
Yeah.
while also getting, slots on these festivals opening up and, playing with other bands and meeting people,
Yeah, and I'm a big advocate for, it only takes one. It only takes, one person to hear you guys, who is the right person to say, hey, they're prepared, their music's good. Let's put them on this show. That one show catapults you to this one tour. That one tour puts you on, whatever it might be. It only takes one. And that's
No,
my TED
absolutely.
talk for the day.
And if you don't get yourself out of town and in these different places with those opportunities, you're never gonna play to that one person. You're never gonna play to, however many people that you need to, like, unless you get yourself out there, you're gonna get stuck in the same market. And like, we could get as big in Wilkes-Barre as we want, but unless whoever that we need to find is in Wilkes-Barre, that's not gonna do us any good.
Yeah. All right, let's say you didn't need to put in the work. You can say, this is the dream show. This is the band we want to open for, or this is the band we want to go on tour with. Who would that be? Or what would that be?
I would say it used to be the Dirty Heads, but I think we're
It used to be.
past that a little bit, maybe.
What happened? What's
Yeah,
going on?
So there's different ways you could look at it because, from what Mike's saying is definitely like it used to be this band, but now this band has, a different feel. So is it like, do we want to tour with them because they're our favorite band that we want to be associated with and, we sound like, or do we want to tour with them because they're the most popular? Or like, there's a couple different ways you could look at that.
However, whichever way you want to look at it. What's if you had a genie, one wish, one like.
I mean, I would punch Adam square in the nose if we could tour with Ballyhoo.
Who?
If we could tour with Ballyhoo, I'd break Adam's nose.
Does Adam hate that band?
No.
I love that.
No, it's just
Just
a
wanna-
willing
just wanna break his
sacrifice
nose.
to show you what I would do to do that.
It really just needs to be broken. Just
Oh my god.
Your nose needs to be.
love you,
smashed.
buddy.
And maybe it's a different answer for all four of you. I mean,
that's just one of them. There's a lot of guys in this scene that I respect a lot that we've played with that I, would love to tour with. That's why it's hard for me to answer that because there's so many, like, Cashed Out's amazing. The Bumpin' Uglies are amazing. Joe Samba's amazing. Kyle Smith is amazing.
We've played with all of those people already, though. I think he's talking.
Yeah,
about.
but playing with
Yeah, I
someone
mean,
and on tour with someone are two different things, though.
yeah, I mean, you're not offending anybody by saying like, we want to be up here playing with this band. It's a wish. It's if you had your opportunity to like, this is like, you're gonna die tomorrow. What would your dying wish be?
Yeah, I mean, dude, anything like, and I say that because yes, those are bands we've played before though, or played before with.
Yeah.
But it's like, although we've played those shows, going on tour with someone is much different than playing a show, A. And B, although we've gotten the opportunities to play with those people, those are all the bands I listen to.
For me, if you want another voice in there, would be like the California-based bands that we like, that just like we don't get a chance to play with them because they don't come on our side very often, and like we don't go to them. It's like Iatera would be a really big one for me. But like in terms of like, wanting to be able to play music every day of my life and making it the thing I do, I think like playing like a tour with Rude would be like the ideal situation.
Okay.
Or Rude Magic. I'm sorry.
Magic is the name of the band.
Yeah, they do Rude. There's like the one song that made them like
Right.
super famous, but they're on like,
Yeah.
they're everywhere. It's like one of those things to want to be just playing every day.
Okay. And if Adam had it his way, he would be the transporter.
Of course.
I'm just kidding, buddy.
King of transport.
Well, so I'm saying maybe the answer is different for all four of you. So we've got Danny and Michael's answer. What about the other two?
I'm definitely the newest person in this scene. I've only been around this music kind of for about the year I've been in the band.
Yes.
I'm coming from my 1 year in May, and I'm like
So
Still
fuck.
trying to learn a lot of the
So
band.
fuck this band. You're gonna go on tour with somebody else. Like Jesus
Jazz
Christ.
boy. He's a jazz boy.
I am a big jazz man,
This
yeah.
Island boy. Okay. Another song?
Yeah.
But if I had to pick of the bands I know now, Bumpin' is probably the band that I rock with the most, and I would love to one hang with those guys, and two like hang with the crowds that they get to play in front of and play with, and like just sitting around with all the people, and like especially like I said like my first show was at their festival weekend at Wolfie's, and like that environment that they were able to produce and have, and like in the middle of bumblefuck PA of all places.
Bedford.
It,
Bedford.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Bedford,
Bedford,
yeah.
PA.
Those guys
You
really
know,
have a community.
they really do. Yeah,
Cool.
they really do.
It's good.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
answer.
Kind of what Adam and Danny have both said. I think like a lot of what we do involves people that we've already played with or already know, because what we're doing is like what friends do. It's like communicating like that. It's not something like not saying that we would ever not make it big, but saying that our the way we reach people right now is a pretty like friendly on like a level, like down to earth basis, I guess. So like I think our music like reaches people like that, but I also think getting like touring or playing with like different genres or different styles of bands is like, because I love reggae, I love ska, but I also love funk, I love jazz, I love all kinds of shit. And Danny and we've had this conversation, like I couldn't just pick one genre of music to say is my favorite, like because I play classical too. Like I love all of this shit, dude. So it's like I don't know. If I had to pick like you guys played with what funk group did you guys play? You played with
Oh, dude, George Clinton Parliament Funkadelic.
yeah, I think I would like to like relive that moment. I think I missed part of that.
It was War too. I feel like you would have liked that one.
Yeah, and that's just like shit I grew up with too. It's just and like that I that's like I feel like that's like definitely like where I fit in the scene.
Okay.
Yeah,
And I actually think kind of going off that too, I was thinking about it more while you were talking, Dan. One other band that is definitely up there would definitely be like a top of the line band that if we get there, I'd be like, wow, okay, this is something, this is big. Would be a band like the Wailers.
Okay.
Getting an in with a band like that could be gigantic, huge, especially for us.
Sure.
Yeah,
It's cool.
Yeah.
their music's so iconic,
There are no wrong answers. They're all good answers. They're the best answers.
Can we make this multiple choice?
Man. So one thing I like to do also, like, outside of the music, like for people to get to know who you guys are a little bit, like, and kind of peel back the layer that is, the members of Elephants Dancing. What are you guys watching right now?
Like shows wise?
Shows, movies. What are you into?
Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian. Okay, next.
I had the past couple years I've been going really hard into watching a lot of anime.
Okay, next.
I just discovered this show. Sorry, Dan.
Go
Show
right
on Netflix. It's called Kaleidoscope. It's about a bank robbery, but it goes backwards. It's awesome. It's awesome.
How does that work?
go.
Or maybe not backwards. Oh, I take it back. It's not backwards.
You're just putting money
It's-
back into the cash.
No. It's like
It's like,
You
oh
watch the
shit, we stole
show,
this. Here, take
Actually, a
it back.
huge deposit.
it's a show where like you can
Six
like
windows on
they
the way.
have it. You can watch it in like any order, and like it's like it starts like 3 years before the heist, and it's like 15 weeks, 2 months, like a day, 3 days, and then it shows
Oh.
like And then
I
it shows
heard
like
about
6 days after, like 2 months after, and then like the day of the heist itself is the last episode that everyone watches.
Wait, I heard about that because the order you
Yeah.
watch the episodes, if you watch it in a different order, you get a different story.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
It's a little choose your own adventure.
No,
Yeah,
it's pretty-
really cool. Really cool.
Huh. Okay.
So do you have to like keep track of the order you do then? You have to like write down like it's like a notebook with your
I
control.
mean, if you want to, if you want to.
Like, okay, I watched 3, so now I'm gonna do 5. And then you write it
There's forums like this order is definitely the best, bro.
down. Yeah. So there's a Reddit thread.
Real. I've seen that. That's real.
I believe you.
Yeah.
There's
what's
like
that called?
probably like the lore behind it too. Like this is the one.
You said it was Kaleidoscope?
Yeah.
Okay. All
Oh
right.
yeah.
Dan number 2.
I like the show Peaky Blinders.
Hell yeah.
That's one of my favorite shows on Netflix.
All right.
It's a lot of fun shit in that show.
Hell yeah. That is a great show.
Peaky Blinders.
I never watched any of these shows, you guys. So I have 4 new things to watch now.
Well, I didn't even
Amazing.
name a show, so
Oh, right. Right. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'll just go watch anime.
I
don't watch anime, so that's new to me.
What?
I
You
just
gotta
got done watching Outer Banks
That's a good
on
show.
Netflix.
Next.
Good show.
Yeah. I'm the host here, you son of a bitch. You can't do that to me. You can't.
how about this?
How do I kick you
You
out of
watch
the
an
room?
anime show, I'll order merch.
Oh, it's probably too late. Like, oh, I have to do it with this guy first, and then I'll come over. How do I kick someone out of this room? This is
Making me
this is
sound like a
bullshit.
merch prostitute.
Yeah, whatever. How do I kick someone out? Who said next? How do I kick someone out? You're out of here. Can I do that? It'd be amazing if I could. I could-
prefer not to, but I will voluntarily leave.
No, I'm only kidding. I'm just like now. I'm just curious. No, it's fair. It's fair. Well done. Touche. Wait, what the hell happened here?
You changed the order.
Dan's
No.
hand is up.
How,
Dan's hand is up.
what is going on?
Tried to kick someone out. Now Dan's on the left.
No, I was not trying to do that. I would never do that. It was just a joke.
Tribute.
I could put someone in the waiting room. I guess that's the way to do it.
Oh,
Oh, no, there's a remove button as well. I'm not so I started this podcast back in 2020, and I'm sure Zoom has updated a lot of their shit, but like I have not dove into any of its offerings because I'm like I know where the record button is, I know where the stop button is, and I know where the files go after it's over. And I don't want to fuck with anything else. I'm a technology simpleton.
this is why you need a studio.
Yeah, with equipment that I can't use, cameras and lighting that I don't know how to use. That's what I need.
Then you got it.
But yeah. What are you guys doing this weekend?
Playing an acoustic show.
We're playing a show.
Well, this will come out after the fact. But what are you guys playing?
TikToks on Terrace. Up in Honesdale.
TikToks on Terrace? That's like a legit venue?
Mhm.
TikToks on Terrace. That's great. Where's that at?
Adam?
It is up in Honesdale, right past downtown area. Right past the downtown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice
It's a
little
nice
town.
venue.
It's a nice little
Yeah,
town.
it's a nice little town.
Yeah, I like
It's a
that
nice
town.
little bar. They have a good selection there. Really good food. Really good food.
TikToks on Terrace. Check that out.
Love alliteration.
Yeah. Popko project.
You plump pickle.
What do you guys think about the Chris Rock and Will Smith feud? Have you guys seen Chris Rock's I guess retaliation, I guess you could say?
I just watched his second special and it was pretty funny.
Him doing it so late is very like wanting like to use the press vibe, in my opinion. But I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I've seen clips. I haven't seen the actual special yet, but yeah, it took a minute to kind of like, you know, punch back, slap back.
Yeah. No, I feel that, but at the same time, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, someone that is in the same scene as you that you used to look up to, like for most of your life, smacks the shit out of you at the Oscars. It's like, I probably wouldn't know really what to say either. It'd probably take me
Yeah.
a little bit of time to process that. Like, that's one of my idols. He just smacked the shit out of me.
No, and I mean, you want it done well, right? So you probably want to like have it like written out and well planned, and you only have one shot, right? You can't like fuck up and be like, oh wait, I take it back. Let me redo it. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I mean, like, he definitely like, I don't know. I think he made his point and took his stance without like overstepping and saying too much.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he at least did a good job of it, and I thought the special was pretty funny. So like,
I like the fact that he said that his wife hurt him hurt Will Smith way more than Will Smith hurt Chris Rock, because that's the truth, right? And people forget that. I mean, people forget. I don't know. It's just a weird situation.
yeah, no, it's definitely crazy because he really was like, he did point out the fact that like everybody came at Will Smith and everybody came at Will Smith, and he didn't have a thing to say about it. Like he didn't come at him at all, and you know one situation comes up and he chooses him to take it out on because
Yeah.
he's an easy target.
I thought that was 100% fake when it happened. I'm like, who is promoting the next movie?
Yeah, I think most people did. I definitely.
I have it. I put it on Facebook. I'm like, this is fake. This is fake. You're all foolish if you think it's not. And here it is. I'm the foolish one. But I don't know, man. Life's weird. People do crazy shit for love. Mental health is real.
Yeah, man.
But
Kanye going back out in public for the first time in a minute.
Kanye,
Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole
yeah,
nother.
he's it's a weird thing too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's you see these people fall from grace. It's weird.
Now, I have a question for you. I want
Ooh.
to know your perspective on this.
Okay.
So, say someone makes great music and you just love their music. And, you either, whether you're in a band or, you just saw someone, like, you find out they're an asshole. Like, you just don't like their personality. They suck. But you absolutely love their music. How does that affect your view on their music after that?
I don't
Are
think
you
it's
gonna, like,
I don't think it's possible to. I mean, if I love their music initially, this is weird. Okay, so here's so let's take for instance, are you guys familiar with Ryan Adams? Not Brian, Ryan Adams.
No.
I know someone from my high school named Ryan Adams.
Probably not the same guy. But he was accused of like using his fame or he's not huge like big time famous, but like he was accused of using it to his advantage. And it's like, I mean, I wasn't there. I don't know. It's this person's word for versus that person's word. So he kind of got canceled. Like I still listen to his music because I really like his music. But if you're asking me if this person was an asshole to me, would it change? Probably. I mean, I I don't I'm the type of person like it just I don't care who you are. If you're an asshole, it's one thing, but if you're an asshole to me, it's it's kind of like amplified, I guess.
Yeah.
Um yeah, that wouldn't I probably wouldn't continue listening to that music to answer your question.
See, like it's weird because like we've played with like a slew of bands that I listen to. And sometimes I find that like, the way that they carry themselves or represent themselves or, how our interactions go affect how I also feel about their music, which,
Sure.
makes me think about how people feel about our music when I interact with them, you know?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I try to carry myself in a certain way that like, you know, people like they remember the interaction being positive and, take that into our music as well because like, there's been certain bands that I listen to that, we play a show with them and, dude's kind of just like closed off, standoffish. And I'm like, damn, dude, I like really looked up to you, And it's like, now although I want to view your music the same, like, it rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I mean, there's been times where there's been people who I know who are great people, and I just don't care for their music. But I would support them and I would promote them um, to anyone who asked me because I think they're a good person. Like, oh, have you heard Joe Blow? Oh yeah, he's a great guy. He tries real hard, whatever it might be. But if he told me like, uh if it was the opposite where um I just didn't like the person and I would never, I would never repeat their name even. I would never be the last person I would promote or recommend or whatever it might be. That's life though. That's how you carry yourself and how you do right by others and you know
yeah,
what
it's
there's
weird
a
because then like sometimes like, dude, I'll just get over it and be like, dude, you know what? I honestly don't care. It's like I want to hear this new song. Like I don't care if he's an asshole. Like I love their music.
there's probably an instance of that. But again, I mean like um it would probably have to be personal though. Like, if I heard like a rock star was a jerk, but I love their music, I'd probably still continue listening to their music because they were never an asshole to me. Like I don't know that
Yeah,
for sure. Like it's just hearsay. It's the media telling
yeah.
me that.
Well, I
It's
mean, with cancel culture, that's like so prominent anymore. Like, oh, I heard so and so did this. I heard this about this person. So, like nobody listened to them anymore. Like they're done. Like,
yeah. Yeah, I don't I mean the world we live in is crazy for sure. I mean, everyone's out to cancel somebody. And I don't know what to believe in anymore. I just don't. I don't know because there's two sides of every story, and there's everyone's got their side, and it's like, who do you believe?
Hmm.
And everything's politicized, everything's red and blue, and right and left, and it's fucking annoying. It's real fucking annoying for sure.
dude, I definitely feel.
Absolutely.
It sucks. It sucks that we have to like constantly like not live your life as like everything's a conspiracy theory, but like really you have to like who's telling you the truth. Like I mean I grew up in a world, we didn't have the internet like when I was younger, and I'm sure all this shit was happening, you know anyways, but like I didn't question it. Like you trusted your teachers, you trusted your parents, you trusted people who were older than you trusted your government to do what was right for the people, right? And now, and I don't know if it's just crazy because it's a different life and it's a different world because of the internet, but it's also different because like people can't hide as easy. It's like they're gonna get caught. It's but again, the media is saying like, oh, this person said this, and you're fed like a clip, and that clip can be taken out of context on both sides of the fence. It doesn't really matter like what side
Yeah,
you sit
absolutely.
on, but like it's just like, and people don't read stories. They see headlines and all that shit's clickbait, and like, oh shit, did you see so and so said this? They may have said that, but like the headline was out of context of the conversation, which
Hmm.
sucks. Like, it's like we constantly have to like read everything and like do the research and kind of come to our own conclusion. But even then, it's like, well, I conclude that this person is right. but it's based on the information that was given to me. Is all that information accurate? I don't know. I hope. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's weird. That's my
Yeah.
my
No, I
take on
think
it.
part of what makes it so weird for us is, being on social media. That's kind of what we thrive on, is getting out there and just kind of getting, that's the fastest way for us to get to our audience. But at the same time, we're bidding for their time
Right.
every second of their day. Every scroll that they do, we're hoping that we're appearing on their scroll, and that, like, I don't know about y'all, but some part of me, like, it's just like not like how it should be. It just doesn't feel natural to feel like you have to like wait for someone to, I don't know if that's what I'm trying to say, but like to have like
Get it?
always trying to buy that person's time, and always like latching on to whatever time they have to just like get your word in, like people feel entitled to like your time, and that's just like, I don't know, not what we're about,
Well,
not.
And
so it's go ahead.
no, it definitely like, you know, it it's like weird because like it's, one of the growing pains, like until you really hit that point where like people are asking for you, you need to build a demand for your own, like yourself. So, it's a lot of self promotion and stuff like that. And exactly what he said, like, it feels weird like self promoting all the time and, pushing yourselves and like doing all that. But like until there's a built in demand for you, there's no other way to get what you have out without doing that. So it's like it's a really weird like back and forth that you get because it's like I don't want to be over here just saying like, oh, I'm self promoting. This is me. Like I want the algorithm to put me before everyone else. When you see it, like feels weird self promoting all the time when
Yeah.
people aren't asking for you. You know?
Well, that's what when I do this podcast, like I feel like so I guess this is kind of what I was referring to before, but why it's different than promoting myself, right? So when I put this out, am I promoting myself? Yes, but the goal of me sharing it on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter or wherever it might be is ultimately to promote you guys and the people that I'm talking about. I have no problem doing that. That's why I'm taking the time to sit down and talk to these artists and these people. Like I want to promote them. So I have no problem, throwing that out there and saying, "Hey, check this out because these guys create good music. These guys are good people." I have a hard time saying like, "Come print shirts with me." Like, let me benefit from you because again, I don't benefit from this outside of just genuinely liking to do it, or loving to do it. That's why it's easy, and that's why it's different. And I feel like we're all on the internet just yelling the loudest to see who can be the loudest. We're all like
Mhm.
these jerk offs, just like those peanut characters. If you're familiar with Charlie Brown, just like yelling into the sky, like just like trying to see who can yell the loudest and who's going to listen. And it sucks. I hate it. I mean, I love it. I mean, we're in a great time. It's a great time to be alive. We have this unlimited access to music on our phones and the ability to talk to each other. And you're in Maryland, and I don't know where you guys are, but I think you're local to me, and you're at Marywood, from Connecticut. You'll drive there on the weekend, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's I don't know. We're just all living in this fucking like fake world, trying to see who could be loudest, who could be heard. It sucks. I hate it.
Yeah, and I mean it's like one of those things where although that's definitely the case, it's like if you don't take the time to promote yourself and pitch yourself and be like that, like stuff like that, like who's going to come to the show because we don't have other people promoting for us yet. Nobody's like once you have like a community and people saying like you know almost like a street team but more of like a community, like when people have a demand for you, like we want you to come here, we want you to do this, until you get to that point, you kind of do have to yell the loudest because like or else nobody's going to hear you.
You're, dude, absolutely. And I'm not even like denying that. We have a great tool at our fingertips. Like back in the day, you'd have to advertise in a newspaper and spend tons of money to do so. Like now you don't have to do that. You don't have to spend that kind of money. Um, it's such a hard thing. Like again, you're promoting yourself. I'm promoting myself. Like I don't want to get like lost in the fact we shouldn't be doing that because we should be. Like I'm not shitting on you guys for doing that
No,
at
100%. No,
all.
I feel no, I feel where you're coming from. It's
Okay,
just like the
all
system
right.
thing.
I just don't want it to come off like
No, absolutely not.
we shouldn't be doing that. It's like we're just all competing for the same space, and it's like it's hard. Like it was so easy back in the day, almost like you know, with music, it was like you got a record deal. Great, it was hard to get a record deal, but like you got a record deal or whatever level it was, and you got help promotion, like with promotion. Advertising, you would advertise in like 4 different outlets. It was TV, radio, newspaper, and billboards. Now it's like it just so many avenues and so many places to like get the word out. It's difficult to figure out which one to use appropriately, in my opinion.
There's a cat behind me.
It's hard.
I like absolutely agree. And you know, in this conversation, like I don't think you're coming at anybody that's self-promoting. It's just kind of like a description of how the system has changed and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, it feels weird because you have to kind of hop on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's the only way. The way the system is built now, it's kind of like it's just a fact of it. Like
Yeah. And when I say I hate the fact we have to do it. It's not that I hate people for doing it. It's I hate the fact that like we're all out there trying to yell louder than the other person. It just feels weird.
no, 100%.
But it's a great time to be alive. I mean, you know, who would have thought we'd be, you know, able to talk like this in different areas of the world, 20 years ago. When you have a cat on camera. Cat on camera.
This is Nala,
Oh, yeah.
my baby. About to turn 2 soon.
My baby and my penis.
He's somewhere.
You got two. You have 2 cats and a dog.
Oh,
It's a cat talking to you.
Yes. Someone just stopped in front of my house and I got real confused. I don't know if my girl ordered food or what just happened, but I saw a car in front of my house and I just got sketched out. Yeah,
Handle that
two
shit.
cats and a dog.
Handle that shit. Take a shirt off. Answer the door. What the fuck is up?
No, dude, they drove away. That's why I'm like, it must have been DoorDash or something. I don't know.
caught you staring.
funny DoorDash story. My wife went to Hershey with her girlfriends. This is like a month or 2 ago. Little girls' weekend. I'm at home with the kids, and I wanted to watch. I wanted to watch an Eagles game, so it was still football season. So I'm like, all right. My son goes to bed at like 8. My daughter goes down around 7. So I'm like, and then the kickoff is like 8:15. So I'm like, all right. Gotta get the daughter down at 7. Gotta get the kid, and my kid procrastinates. The older one, he like tries to dick around and do all this shit. But like this night, I need him to go to bed on time. I need you in bed, me downstairs. So I'm seeing kickoff. Get the girl down, get my son down. I'm walking down the steps. I will enter the living room. The kickoff is in the air. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is sweet. Watching football. Kids are in bed. This is life's good. Having a beer or two. I think they were playing the Giants, and they just destroyed them. It wasn't even a game worth watching. So I'm kind of just hanging around, and it's like 11, maybe close to 12, and I'm on my phone watching TV at the same time, right? That's what we do, right? And the doorbell, the camera goes off. It says someone's at your front door, and I'm like, this is late. And so I'm like, maybe something set it off, no big deal. So I open the camera up, and there's somebody at my door taking a picture of my house. And I'm like, yo, is Amazon delivering at night now? Like, what's going on here? So I open the door and there's 2 bags of McDonald's sitting there. And I go, you dumb person. And I knew what happened. My wife was out with her girlfriend's out in Hershey. They were out like drinking all day. They were at the Trogs Brewery, all this kind of stuff, shit. And I'm like, these girls fucking ordered DoorDash and didn't change the fucking address. So I'm like, but like it's what sucked is like,
thanks, babe.
no, what it was so it was so late at night, right? So they ordered like it was like 3 quarter pounders, 3 fries, and like 3 drinks. It's so late. I have zero interest in eating any of this food. Zero. Like I ate the fries just because like the French fries, I'm like, I can't pass up fries. So I I took a video. I'm like, yeah. I took a bite of a burger just so it didn't go to complete waste. But yeah. So yeah, DoorDash delivered to my house. The wrong town. For the wife who could have used it. What makes it even funnier is so I took a video, right? I'm like, I'm gonna send it to them, these idiots. I sent it to them. No response from my wife. I'm like, did she fucking pass out? So I sent it to another girl that I knew that she was with, who's like, she's a pro. She drinks like a pro. I'm like, there's no way this girl's sleeping. Sent it to her. Nothing. They all passed out. Every single one of them passed out. So even if the food arrived at the right place, they probably still wouldn't have got it because they were all passed out. So they woke up and had a good laugh at the whole thing, but yeah, it's funny. All right, we'll wrap things up. Elephants Dancing. Where can people find you on the internet? I think we mentioned it already, but let's wrap things up by doing a quick rundown.
Okay, so quick rundown. I mean, do you want to overall quick rundown?
Yeah, do it. This is your time to shine.
All right, overall quick rundown. We're Elephants Dancing. You can find us at elephantsdancing.com. Tell you a little bit about our music. There's links to our music through our link tree, which can also be found on our website if you hit the music link. Our YouTube links on there, Facebook, Instagram, all that. We're playing some acoustic local stuff coming up, and then after that, we got 2 big shows at the Jazz Cafe in April. Setting up to record some videos, buy a van, and go on tour this summer. And that's about it.
Yeah,
6-piece, high energy reggae ska, trying to tour.
New song.
Yeah. New song coming out April 21st.
Yep.
Same day as our headlining show at the Jazz Cafe, featuring the Harbor Boys and the Crates.
Very cool. I'm excited for you guys.
Thank you.
The pandemic really put I feel like in this area, I mean, I think in the world too, like I feel like we were finally on this like just this positive trajectory. We like as a world in this area that specifically too, like the local music scene, like everything was just going well, and like the pandemic really took the wind out of the sails, so to speak. But I'm glad you guys are back. You're doing the tour, getting the van, and writing new music, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited for you guys. Hopefully, I'll see you again this fall at the Steamtown Awards. Hopefully, I'll see you sooner at a show. I mean, I would love to check you guys out because I have not seen you guys live yet.
Come on out, man.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
Come
I'll bring a tiki drink.
Come through, man. I'll put you on the list.
Oh shit!
Dance a little bit, have a good time.
Oh, shit, the list.
And especially the thing that's cool about these shows that we got going on, it's not just us. April 2nd, we're supporting Tropidelic. They are absolutely amazing. Tropidelic is by far a staple in the scene. April 21st for our headliner, we have the Crates, who are local, who have been, performing really well, gathering themselves. They're a startup, but they're doing really well, playing some really cool music. And the Harbor Boys, cool fun fact, are actually featuring on a song on the album.
Oh shit!
So we'll be playing a new song that day featuring the Harbor Boys as well.
Nice.
Yeah, they're a super fun group of guys, and they're coming in from Maryland, a little bit of Maryland reggae to come play a show with us.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's not just us. These shows have a lot of fun stuff going on. So if you come down, like, we can hang out at the show and have fun too.
Do me a favor, remind me when it gets closer to the show on the 21st. Remind me that show's going on. Message me on Facebook, whatever you want to do. Just hit me up. Remind me it's happening again. And I try and get out like once a month. I really do.
Well, you're ours on April then.
All right. I feel loved. Like people want me.
Another one of those like relationship things, like you just for
Yeah.
we'll be involved.
Well, I was just at the jazz. I feel like every show I go to, it's either at the Jazz Cafe or the V Spot. But whenever I go to a show, like I said, I don't get out much. It's like once a month, and it's one of the two venues. And I was just at the Jazz Cafe for the Portland Frank and Another Day Dawn show. That was last week or the week before that, one of the two. But I saw University Drive there, James Barrett there. The Mogwais are coming back to Scranton, I think in May at the V Spot. Yeah, so it's always like the V Spot, the Jazz Cafe. So, I mean, really, there's only two venues that are worth going to for live music. So, I guess it makes sense. But thank you guys for taking the time on a Tuesday. It's almost 11:30 at night.
Thank you.
I'd still be up anyways, so it's no skin off my back. This is the time of night where the wife's in bed, kids are in bed. I get to like either like watch what I want to watch on TV or I fall asleep on the couch. I don't know.
Xbox.
I don't. Yeah. So I got a Nintendo Switch last year for my kid.
Oh,
I've been playing that.
Switch.
I've been playing that. Yeah. I like the sports games, baseball, basketball,
Nice.
Mario Kart. But yes, thank you guys for doing this. Thank you for being part of our scene here in NEPA. Thank you for creating great music, and thank you for letting me be a part of what you guys do.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, I'm gonna hit stop, but stick around. I want to hear this merch place you're going to. All right, we'll see you guys. Elephants Dancing. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, man.
All right, see ya.